Hi, everyone. I'm Katerina Skroumpelou, and indeed today we're going to talk about NX. Okay, good. I'm a senior engineer at NX, as Selena said. I'm a Google developer expert for Angular and Google Maps, a woman techmaker ambassador, a speaker and instructor, and a cat person. You can follow me on Twitter at cyber.city or go to my website, cyber.city. Also, after my talks, I like to go on Twitter and see the pictures that people have taken from my talks. So, if you want, I'm not pressuring you, take a nice picture and post a tweet because I will see my pictures afterwards. Also, I have 2 children. They're not human children. They're feline children. And as all parents of non-human children, I like to show pictures of my children. So I have put a lot of pictures of my feline children in this presentation so that you're forced to see them and see how cute they are. Okay, so before I start, who here has heard of NX? Cool. And who uses NX? Okay. So the rest of you who have heard of NX but not use it, I'm pretty sure that after this presentation, you are going to use it. Take my word for it. Is wrong. I have to point it. Okay. So what if, this first picture of my non-human children. What if you could do a fresh checkout of your workspace and have your app running in a few seconds? What if you could look forward to writing it tests? What if your PRs could be validated in CI instantly? How would that change how your team writes software? Would more features get done in a sprint? Would products go to market faster? NX brings all those what ifs to life, and we're going to see this today. So what is NX? Here is a nice illustration. Here is your project. NX is the little nice pineapple on top, and the hand that is forcing the pineapple on the top of NX is npx NX init. NX is not just another build tool. It is a comprehensive framework that integrates your tools and helps teams build better together. Some key benefits are code sharing and collaboration. It manages multiple apps and libraries within a single workspace. It has efficient build and test caching. As we're going to see today, you can spend less time waiting and more time coding. And it brings powerful developer tools. You can enjoy building tools that enhance your development experience. So it enhances your developer productivity, it makes your CI faster, and maintains your code quality. You get code sharing, you get task caching, you get dev tools, and enhance the app. This is NX Graph, and we're going to talk about it as we move along. But you can see the illustration of your of the code collaboration and the code dependencies here. One part of NX are the NX plugins. The NX plugins are extensions for your workspace. Extensions that add capabilities to your project. They're optional packages that cater to very specific technologies. We offer plugins for most of the web technologies out there, like we have for Angular, for React, but also for Vue, for Nuxt, for Cypress, for Storybook, RSpec. We basically offer a plugin for most of the technologies you have heard of. These plugins offer additional features, making your development experience more efficient and enjoyable when working with these tech stacks. You can set up specific frameworks in a standardized manner, like you can set up a new application or a new library, and they have enhancements, optimizations, and extended capabilities to your project. But why should you use NX in the first place? First, actually second, but most importantly, is the NX Task Runner, which helps you scale, replay, and add speed to your project. The other is the NX plugins that provide automation, migration, help, and maintenance helps. We will start with NX plugin features. As I said, maintaining an automation means that our plugins software generators that can help you generate code and scaffold your application, but also they help you with migration, offering automated updates. Also, they help you automate your setup. For the new people that just came in the room, welcome. I told everyone, take pictures of me and tag me on Twitter because I like to look at my pictures afterwards. Okay. Moving along. Okay. So the generators, if you are using, I guess when you're starting a new application or project, most of you are using some sort of a CLI tool to scaffold your application. NX offers this type of thing. It's called the NX generators. They help you scaffold projects, they automate common developer tasks, and they ensure consistency across your workspace. You can generate a React application or an Angular application like the video shows. They provide a way to just keep a consistent scaffolding throughout your project, I guess. The migrators that we offer, this video playing? Yes. The migrators that we offer as part of each plugin, they offer they facilitate updates to newer versions of dependencies, frameworks, or libraries. The purpose is to maintain an updated code base and harness new features and improvements. So they make your life a lot easier when you want to move from one version to the other. And you can just use NX migrate latest, this command, and it will take care of updating your code, doing the necessary code modifications, and updating your packages. So it's super, super helpful for a team that wants to move forward and keep up to date with the latest versions that don't have any bugs. And, you know, we always should update the latest version. Now, the other super, super important and flagship thing of NX is the NX Task Planner. So the NX Task features and the benefits of the NX Task Planner and its features, which a task is this, like NX, test, project, and some options, right? So first of all is the cache, which we call the NX replay. So we intelligently determine and cache the parts of your project that are affected by changes. More than just saving time, it's about intelligence resource allocation. Caching in NX works by computing a unique hash. I love this. A unique hash for each task based on its inputs, outputs, and other factors. So when a task is run, NX checks if it has already computed the same hash before. If it finds a match, it retrieves the cached result and replays it, saving time and avoiding the need to rerun the task. So, for example, if we look at this video, not this video, sorry, wrong video, but we'll see it later on. So then we have the NX graph, which is a nice visualization of your workspace and your dependencies. It visualizes how apps and libraries depend on each other in your NX workspace, and it helps you understand the architecture of your project. Also, the affected... No. Okay. The NX affected command analyzes code changes and determines the affected projects and graphs. So, for example, in this case, depending on your project graph, if you make a change to the footer project, because my app is dependent on footer and my app E2E, etc., are dependent on footer, these all projects are considered affected and are going to be rebuilt if they need. So it helps optimize build and test times in a monorepo setup, because it will not try to rebuild or retest the projects that are not affected. NX Cloud, on top of this, provides distributed caching and task execution, and we're going to talk more about this in a few moments. You get visual insights. For example, here we have a list of builds that were run for a specific when a build for a specific application was triggered, which depended on all these projects. So triggering the build of one application triggered consequently the builds of 3 or 4 other projects. So on NX Cloud, we offer NX Agents, which is our distributed task execution, which when you have multiple tasks that you can run, multiple machines or CI agents are running in parallel, and your tasks are distributed across different machines. So let's see an overview of how NX makes builds fast. First of all, why make things fast in the first place? If you need that question answered, you get faster feedback loops, which means quick iteration, meaning immediate feedback, allowing teams to adapt, learn, and improve their work on the fly. Then it means reduce time to market, accelerate development process, can significantly cut down the overall time to market of your product, and of course, decrease developer frustration, right? No more waiting for builds and tests to complete. How many times have we just frustratedly looked at our screens waiting for that E2E test finish or that build finish? So NX makes all these run faster and makes us a bit happier, I guess. Some of the new additions that we have added to NX to make it even faster are these things here: Rust, replay agents, atomizer, deflaking, and some extras. First of all, we introduced Rust for file hashing. Rust makes NX compatible with native code solutions while maintaining the accessibility and flexibility of Node.js. It speeds up start time even without the daemon running on CI. And we offer efficiency when caching an archive file. NX Replay enables caching and reusing of task results. It's a remote cache. It speeds up CI pipelines for modified PRs using the affected command that I described before. And you can also speed up your local development process, as we're going to see in a video in a few minutes. All right. NX Agents is distribution handled on the NX Cloud infrastructure, all on a single line. It's CI that understands your code. You can easily integrate with existing providers like GitHub or GitLab. You get efficient task distribution, and eventually we're also going to offer a AI solution that is going to help with trying to understand how much time each task will take on your workspace and suggest the best results for it. A very exciting feature that we added recently, which is one of my favorite things, is the atomizer. The atomizer automates E2E tasks. Actually, it splits up E2E tasks and E2E streets. So you know how you have an E2E street and you have to run it all, and the E2E street has inside it, 6 different files. So it takes, 20 minutes to run. What the task atomizer in NX does is that it splits up these 6 different files. Oops, and then this is an alert for an excessive heat warning, I guess. Yes. This is how exciting this feature is. You understand? Okay. So instead of you having to run the whole E2E suite and it takes 20 minutes, NX will split it up in as many files as it is so that it runs faster and it runs in parallel. So it makes things a lot faster. And its setup is made very easy, as we're going to see. Also, you know how some tests are flaky and you run them once? Yes, this is also an exciting feature. You know how some tests are flaky and you run them once and they don't pass. And then you say, well, I'll just run it again. And then it passes? Anyone has done that? Yeah. Nobody? Okay, thank you for being honest. I appreciate the honesty. So NX understands that automatically if a test is flaky, so it reruns it automatically for you so that you don't have to manually go and rerun it, which makes things a lot faster as well. And some extras, We are also supporting module federation, and we have the playwright support, which is, I don't know, cutting edge or whatever. So how can I add it to my workspace? So this is one of my children, as I said. He's very, very happy. Do not see his face like this. He's very, very happy wearing his Santa suit. So the way to add it to your workspace is this simple, npx and xinit. So it doesn't matter if it's a monorepo or not. It doesn't matter if whatever. You can just use this command today, and you will get all these benefits of an X into your application. And let's see an example in this video. So this, is it playing? Yes. So this is a React application, which I generated with the Vite CLI, like pm create Vite, whatever my React application. And you see it's set up without user next or anything. And I go to this application, and I do npx and xinit. You can choose a version as well, or you can choose the latest, preferably. And it asks me if I want to install some plugins. It understands that I'm using ESLint for linting and Vite for building. So I choose these two. I tell it which scripts are cacheable, because it reads the scripts in package.json. And build is cacheable. I say it's cacheable. I say the artifacts from the build go into this. And then it's setting up an X. Okay, let's, even though it's a video, I will wait because I don't want to mess up the, okay. Never mind, let's give it a couple of seconds. I'm scared to touch anything here. Okay, so you see it's setting up, it's making some changes to package.json, and it's also adding an nx.json to set up an X. It's setting up an Nxcloud, which we're going to see it right now. And then these are the things that changed. Some changes to package.json and added nx.json. If we see nx.json, we see that it added some plugins for linting and for building. And then it added an Nxcloud token as well. And if we go to package.json, we see that it replaced the scripts with using an X now. And if I go now here and I do nx build, instead of Vite build or whatever, it builds, right? It's using Vite and it builds my React app. Now, if I run it again, it runs instantly because it fetches the result from the cache. And it also gives me a path to Nxcloud. And if I go into Nxcloud, I can see my build here as well. Now, this may seem like a lot for just a single small application that just has one build script or whatever. But if you go and have a bigger workspace with lots of different applications and lots of different libraries, if you add an X to it and you use all this change validation that I talked about and the affected and everything, I want to speed this up a bit. Yeah, right. You will start to see the benefits of an X, because you saw Jenkins get on fire there if the workspace was naive and didn't have an X. Thank you. But if you add an X to it, this would be the full CI time if you didn't have an X to it. But if you have an X to it and it understands the dependencies of the project graph and it understands what things are changed, then the total CI time becomes much, much faster. Look a bit. I don't know what's going on with this. Okay. So when you start to use affected, and then you start using the parallel task execution that I talked about, and you start doing incremental builds, then little by little, the CI time is going to be reduced a lot. And if you add Nxcloud to it as well, as we saw before, then the total CI time is very, very much minimized. So even though for one single small application with one script, it may not seem like a big change to you, if you add a big, big project, you can see 10x build performance improvements in CI. You see him here hiding because he doesn't want to believe it. And of course, if you're working in a team with different developers, you can all share the same cache thanks to NX Cloud. And there's more to it. The more to it being that it's super easy to adopt. As you saw, just one command, npx and x init. We have integrations with Visual Studio Code and GitHub. We have the NX CLI GUI, which is the NX console, and the NX Cloud reports. And last but not least, Tasky, as I said, the AI-powered solution for your workspace and organization. And, of course, improved productivity. And one very important thing that I want to stress before Lena cuts me off is that NX is an open source project. It's free to use. You can use it right now. And we are also collaborating with the rest of the open source community. So everything we build together with the rest of the open source tools. Like we reach out to the VT team, to the Vue team, to the Storybook team, and we try to build and collaborate with these teams all together to make sure that all the open source tools work and integrate together correctly. So npx and x init right now to change your life. And this cuts live here. And thank you very much.